you're looking at here is a tobacco pouch. And I'm not really sure how this particular style of beadwork is done, but it's listed as woven. And it's something that I personally have never done, but it's, I know it was something that was a prized possession with local tourism. So this was probably made in the 1940s, 50s era.
One of the things I'll point out about this particular object here, as you look at it, again, you can see the native buckskin here, and you can see the beads. But what I'll point out is that there's two kinds of artists in the world, good ones and bad ones. and what I'm saying is, like for instance, my kids are always asking me, draw something, Dad, draw this, draw that. All I can draw is stick men. That's it. They got round here, a little stick body, that's my artwork, okay? But the point I'm making is that when we talk about beauty, when we talk about design elements, what we see is the ability to choose the right colors, okay? Some cats got it and some cats don't, okay? And so that's what I'm saying there is which colors, and some people go to art school to figure this out. They talk about the color wheel and which colors complement and blah, blah, blah. Well, some people just know that. Some people just know that. I'm not one of them. But that's the beauty and grace that comes with, as we look at that, you know, the balance and the ability for specific colors to work together.
In a particular bag like this, one would carry their tobacco or some of their little smaller sacred items. So that's what these were traditionally used for. And as far as tourists go, maybe they carried their smokes or something in there, I'm not sure.
Cell phone.
Cell phone, yeah.
1940. That would be called Gashgibitagan, the Ojibwe Moy. Gashgibitagan, Gashgibitagan. It's a small bag that is pulled on the top. Gashgibitagan.
We have here is a replica.
Oh.
What looks like an old skinning knife, perhaps.
What is that made of?
This is
Obsidian.
Obsidian, I would guess, yeah.
And antler handle.
Yep.
So again, which takes us back a long ago, not that long ago, I guess, when you think about it, but you know, people taking advantage of what was available, and that's what was available for people for centuries in this part of the world. And so through that particular knife, it would be used for many, many things.
Excuse me, was the blade obsidian?
I believe so.
And so the Ojibwe were trade, because you don't have obsidian in this area, do you?
There's, I'm not sure, see, like in the language, when we talk about, in English, if you say a rock or a stone in Ojibwe, that's another animate object in Ojibwe language. And depending upon what that particular rock or stone is used for is how we describe it in the language. But I do know this, I travel to southern Michigan each summer. I go to a language camp there. I've been going there for about 10 years now. But while I'm there, there's a very interesting man there. And what he does is he makes arrowheads. And how the heck he does it, but he would just sit there, just goes away. And I asked him, where do you procure that stone from? And he said that he's got a place that he gets it, okay, in southern Michigan. So I'm not sure where it comes from. I guess he keeps it a secret. But in any event, I would agree with what you're saying. I'm not that familiar with the geology of different types of rock forms, But I would say that, again, what people need, people find a way to get it. They find a way to get it.
Thank you.
I believe the same gentleman talked about there's an area on Lake Superior on the north side where he actually attained some of the rocks that he used to make those arrowheads. So yeah, I'm sure there's something real similar to it that's available in our region. And here's another piece by one of Leon's relatives here as well.
Maybe, Richard, you could tell us a little bit about this piece. Know anything?
No, I don't, not that one.
Well, this obviously is a representation of what we call wawashkeshi in our language. It is a white-tailed deer. And what we call ninijani in Ojibwe-Moan, it is a female deer or a doe. And the artist obviously is paying some respect to what the white-tailed deer represents. The white-tailed deer today, still yet today, is highly valued by the community, very highly valued. Highly valued for its as a food source, highly valued also in the fact that one elder explains it to me this way. When he was a child, no part of the deer was wasted. Every part of the deer was used long ago. And today, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a greater awareness amongst our young people about the necessity to try to use all of the deer. And so I myself, I know what it's like to be hungry. So I don't waste any venison when I get venison. I don't. So yeah, that's a carving I would imagine that's to remind us of the significance of the white-tailed deer.
Who carved?
This was Hiram Valier that did that carving.
And now this next piece I'm gonna pull here is I taught as one of the beadwork instructors over at the community college here. And one of my students actually made this, and so I kind of had a challenge for her because she was good at making many different items. And so I said, pick one thing out of these books that we had a series of books that had ancient items on there. And so there's this one particular style of bag called an octopus bag from, I think it's more north of here. I think that's where you'll actually find them. What she wanted to do is she wanted to test herself and see if she could build one. And 3 months later, this is what she made. Original ones had 4 tabs, but she wanted to do more intricate work within each tab, so she decided to do 3. So we call it a 3-legged octopus. But yeah, long ago, this is I believe they, from what I read, they would carry their fire making tools in here and various gifts to make the offerings to the fire making kits and things like that. And these are also known as fire bags to some tribes. But yeah, so you see some of the artwork and the style of our ancestors survive today, even though we have more modern materials and brighter color beads. We still do these things today. So this is a result of our knowledge being passed down and shared. Now it's not over a nice meal and a quiet time in your little wigwam. It's over. You can actually learn these things from community college here now. So it's really great.
How would they keep something like that clean?
You only take it out during special occasions, ceremonies, or like my brother said, weddings, and various other times. And so the same lady, shortly after that, decided to make this for one of her relatives. I guess this is what she has it on loan at her art gallery. So you'll actually see this if you go there. She's not selling it; she's just displaying it. She's overseas right now. She's in the Navy, and she's also available for custom-made things like this. So, and this is another piece that she had built, another challenge she gave herself. And I believe that's all we got for now. Oh, yeah, one more thing. What's different about this beadwork here is it's done on birch bark. You can actually see the birch bark inside of there.
What'd they use them for?
You know, I'm not sure.
Napkin holders.
They look like napkin holders.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And those would have been something a tourist would have commissioned one of our old people.
Would you use them for hair?
It's very possible. You could probably do that, but I'm thinking napkin holders. Maybe for a local restaurant or something.
Can holders.
Yep. Can holders.
I just made some of those for a customer.
You did?
Yep.
So that's what they are,
What'd they use
right?
them
They're
for?
napkin holders.
Napkin holders, okay. Yeah. So. Yep. And these are very old. You can tell by the beads on them. These are very, very old beads. And so this might have, again, came from the era where we had a time in Lac du Flambeau when there was many, many restaurants on our shores of our beautiful lakes here. So that's probably where these originated from. So. And I believe that's all we have for you folks.
Does anyone have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
How did you learn your language? Did it
Oh,
start
yes,
with
yes. I'm one of the fortunate people because the people of my generation were I guess, we're fortunate in that there were still many speakers of the language in the community when I was a child. And so through that experience, I'm fortunate in that way.
Do your children speak the language?
They're learning it. They're learning it. And that's one of the things that we're working with today is when we talk about language revitalization. Language revitalization is something that we've been working on in Lac du Flambeau and throughout Ojibwe country since about 1975. And it's a difficult task.
The same thing happened to many cultures. My family came from Ireland, and the Irish lost their language.
Yes.
And they now are trying to,
I've met some people that are working with the Gaelic languages,
Yeah.
and so it's not only Ojibwe and Irish, but there are many, many world languages that are in jeopardy today. And so we're very fortunate that Ojibwe as a language isn't in jeopardy. Ojibwe, again, is spoken over a very large geographic region, but again, what we like to say is every person in the community is a basic speaker of the language. All members of the Lac du Flambeau tribe speak some language. They know many things. They know many phrases. They know many words. They can identify. And what our hope for the future is now to take that basic knowledge and move it to another level in terms of being conversational to the point where just as in English, we can create purposeful and meaningful statements immediately. Yes, ma'am.
Do you still offer language classes?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Mondays and Wednesday evenings, we've got community classes. Yes, ma'am.
Would you explain the brain tan of deer hides, brain tanning?
The brain tanning of deer hides is a very labor-intensive process. Again, there's, my understanding, there's really only 3 types of hides because there's a portion of the year when Ojibwe do not hunt deer. And so, so what we have then is we have what are called summer hides. And what happens is after the time of the year when Ojibwe people see fireflies, then what will happen is the pursuit of yearling deer and bucks will begin. Fawns and does are left to be. So there's a summer hide. And then as we move past the red hide, we move into the fall hides. And from the fall hides, then we move into winter hides. So those are the 3 types of hides that Ojibwe people use.